My dad disappeared and my mom disappeared into the pipe. When I bring someone into the world, I'm gonna be there for them. I never had a dad growing up. Older guys, they always freak me out. I got raised by cats on the street, man. Some good, some bad. But turns out none of them knew shit about nothing. Hey, man, I used to be, bigger, but I got my shit together.
Oh, you were fat?
Franklin Clinton was born in 1988 in the south of Los Santos, in an area where poverty, crime, and lack of perspective are not the exception. They are the standard.
For real? I guess it was kind of tough, dog. You know, I grew up in Los Santos.
And from the start, Franklin's life wasn't easy. The family structure where he was born was already broken right from the beginning. His father was an abusive man who beat Franklin's own mother and left before Franklin was even born. When Franklin talks about him, it's usually with a tone of irony. He himself admits that, from what he heard, his father was just a jerk who would hit his mother and one day disappeared.
Man, I never knew him. But from what I heard, he was a cool dude.
Really?
Nah, man, that's just what I say to everybody, homie. I heard he was an asshole who hit my moms and then ran away when she was pregnant. Fuck him.
Franklin's mother, alone, scared, and without support, ends up sinking into drugs. She uses drugs as an escape from reality until she is completely consumed by addiction.
I seen people smoking, dog. My mom smoke. That shit ain't for me.
Meanwhile, Franklin is just a little kid watching the one responsible figure in his life get lost in drugs.
My dad disappeared and my mom disappeared into the pipe. When I bring someone into the world, I'm gonna be there for them.
Now you made me feel bad.
There comes a time when crack finally defeats Franklin's mother and Franklin's mother dies. Franklin becomes an orphan at a young age and goes to live with his maternal grandparents in the south of Los Santos. There is actually a house in the beta version that was not used in GTA 5, but it is accessible with mods. Apparently this house would be Franklin's grandparents' house, because besides being in the south of Los Santos, this house also contains several images of Franklin's family and has a very similar vibe to everything that refers to him and his family. This location, as I mentioned before, is only accessible through mods, and I will soon bring a video with all the secret locations accessible with mods in GTA 5. And early on, you can already see a pattern in Franklin's life. Nothing in his life is really stable, but it always revolves around the same thing: misery, crime, and suffering right at the doorstep. This period with his grandparents is the closest thing he has to a normal family, but it is still not a healthy environment because his grandmother spoils him too much, while his grandfather is very rough and tries to set boundaries. And even with his grandparents taking care of him, he himself says in some dialogues that the streets are what really raised him, with everything he learned on the streets playing the role that should have been his father's.
Man, you not so bad. I never had a dad growing up. Older guys, they always freak me out. I got raised by cats on the street, man.
Early on, Franklin gets close to two people who will stay in his life for decades: Tonya and JB. They meet when they are still kids, as they grew up together in the neighborhood, and the three see a connection between them due to having similar lives, and it doesn't take long for them to start committing small crimes. They start with small hustles, a little bit of mischief here and there, but nothing on a large scale, already within the universe where money and respect come from the wrong way. Franklin even once tells Michael that he was good at sports, but if even the talented ones couldn't change their lives, he didn't have faith that he could go that route. So he gave up and turned to making money the way he saw people making money.
You were good at sports, right?
I was okay.
Ah, bullshit. You were better than okay.
Could have been, maybe. But even the talented kids didn't make it, so...
So you gave up?
Man, I had to choose between hustling in the streets or training in the pointless hope that there'd be some money down the road.
In 1999, at around 11 years old, Franklin and JB start selling cigarettes on the street. It's a small thing, but it's the first record of business that he remembers. Franklin's grandfather finds out, catches the two red-handed, and runs after them through the blocks of South Los Santos. And this moment kind of already says a lot about Franklin, right? He wants, since he was little, money at all costs, and the consequences don't matter much to him.
I still remember that time your grandpa caught you and JB slinging cigarettes. Chased you all over South LS.
Yeah, man, shit, that was a good hustle while it lasted.
Even though the trio had been friends since childhood, it seems that Tonya was not JB's girlfriend at first, because she suggests that Franklin had a crush on her when they were younger.
Dude, you can do it for fuck's sake. Come on, I'ma show you. Come on, shit.
All right, then, shit.
Show him everything.
At another moment, she even claims that Franklin lost his virginity with her behind the burger shot, but he denies it. It seems like something happened, but by Franklin's reaction in that dialogue, it wasn't anything serious. They probably just kissed or something like that, while Tonya talks as if they had relations as adults at that moment.
You never could say no to me, Franklin Clinton. I ain't so cracked out I don't remember that night behind the burger shot.
Not this again. What, we was like 13?
But you was a man after that night.
Damn, every time with this shit. And nothing even happened.
In the year 2000, Franklin's grandfather dies, and in the following year, 2001, Franklin enters Davis High School. He is about 13 to 14 years old, and it is there that he crosses paths with two more fundamental people in his adolescence and also in his adult phase, Lamar Davis and Tanisha Jackson.
It was at school, motherfucker. Davis High. Me and Frank was always tight, lanky and fatty. We was slanging together, then we was banging together, then we back to slanging. That's a young man game, you heard me?
At school, Franklin wasn't the studious type. His words make that clear. That environment didn't make sense to him because he saw that the guys who succeeded in life didn't have diplomas. They actually had guns, chains, and so on. So Franklin didn't really pay attention to his studies.
You always did think you were so clever. Remember Davis High? You didn't learn shit at that school.
And you got your math from the corner in Davis.
As they grow up, Franklin and Lamar create a bond basically like brotherhood, and it's that kind of relationship that defines a guy's life from the hood. Lamar, at the same time as his brother, is also an obstacle because Lamar used to do a lot of shit, and he was also the mirror of what Franklin doesn't want to be for the rest of his life. In 2003, another blow comes in Franklin's life. His maternal grandmother dies, and he inherits the house on Forum Drive in Strawberry.
Threw everything away. But my grandma was real cool, dog. She left me the house. Overall, man, I ain't angry.
And he moves in there with his aunt, Denise, who now becomes his legal guardian, but in practice only lives in conflict with him. She criticizes his friends, choices, ambition, lifestyle, and even his lack of commitment to the neighborhood gang. In the end, what she really wants is for him to leave home. He insists that half of the house is his, but she always hints that she would be happy if he died so she could have the property to herself, and he knows it. It's pretty heavy, but it's consistent with everything. Franklin still doesn't have a place where people genuinely want him, neither his family nor the neighborhood.
I mean, what the hell going on here?
Wait a minute, Franklin, what are you doing here?
I live here. This half my house, too.
So you say? You know you always been like this, boy. I say left, you say right. I say become a doctor. You say become a patient. I say...
At some point in adolescence, everything goes completely off the rails from what would be the correct or formal path for Franklin, because he is expelled from school for punching a teacher.
Turns out the only person I wanted to impress wasn't impressed.
Really?
Yeah, she values education, and I got thrown out of school for beating up a teacher.
Sometime after that, he is arrested for indecent exposure. Basically, he is framed because he was wearing low pants, and that left his butt out. And as he himself says in the mission, "Eye in the sky" to Trevor, the police went after him because he had a big butt, so the exposure caught attention, and he ended up being arrested, or at least getting a record.
Public exposure? What's the deal, Franklin? Man, fuck that. I got a high ass, homie. One time I'll pick a brother up for any old shit.
After being expelled from school and at least being arrested once, even if it's just to spend a night in the police station because it's not very well explained, he dives deeper into the world of gangs. He joins the Chamberlain families side by side with Lamar. They were stealing cars, doing small drug deals, small robberies, and so on. Beginner gangster stuff, that kind of gangster who's like at the bottom of the pyramid, high risk, low return.
So, seriously, bro, gangbang
I banged, dawg. Didn't particularly like it, but I got into it for a while.
Right at the beginning of this phase of robberies, he takes part in an attempted robbery that would yield $2,000 with Lamar. On paper, it would be a big heist for him, but in practice, it's a disaster. The security ink ruins the money, making it useless, and that sends him a message. The life of a beginner gangster on the street pays poorly and demands a high price.
Alright, man, shit. Okay, the score was like 2 stacks, man.
2G? Take home on your first gig? Fuck, that ain't bad, man.
Man, the whole score was 2 stacks. Only I didn't see none of that shit. Die pack went off, homie. Money was useless then.
Understanding how things really worked, he decides to start acting a little differently. One of the things he starts to do is work out. Since until then he was a bit chubby, he probably thought that having a more fit body would give him more agility.
Hey, man, I used to be, bigger, but I got my shit together.
Oh, you were fat?
After some time, he also starts working with a local drug dealer named Marcos. And after a while of this partnership with Marcos, this partnership ends in a somewhat unlikely way. Franklin kills Marcos with a shot in the eye because he felt somewhat threatened. This shows a major turning point. Franklin stops being just another gang soldier on the streets and becomes someone who makes decisions for his own benefit.
He just put a dub down on this bike.
20G?
At the same time, he starts dealing with older OGs like Stretch, who we'll get to know a little more about later on. While Lamar idolizes the guy, Franklin is able to see that the OGs, who are the guys at the top of the gang pyramid, demand extreme loyalty from those at the bottom of the pyramid, while exploiting the younger ones who are out there hustling to make money and have to give a cut to those at the top of the pyramid who didn't take any risks for it. After a while, Stretch gets arrested, and that's when an important point comes.
Hey, what up, Stretch?
Hey, man, round the way they saying you got this high-end whip lick on the go. Is that what's up?
Man, don't listen to them fucking snitches, homie. You know what's happening.
Where my cut, motherfucker? You got to bring the OG in, you dig?
Nah, I don't dig, motherfucker. I ain't into that pyramid shit no more.
Franklin and Lamar decide to form their own gang, the Forum's Gangster. In theory, it would be a more conscious group without being a pyramid, or like there would be something worth dying for. In practice, it's still a gang, but it already shows that Franklin no longer buys into that crazy life as the ultimate destiny, having to keep paying other guys while they don't make it to the top.
Look, homie, I don't mind dying, you feel me? But I just want to die over something that matters, homie. That's what foreign gangsters should really be about.
And I know this much, the motherfucking OGs ain't even giving a fuck about us, though.
Man, fuck the OGs then. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no motherfucking pyramid scheme. Actually, we ain't CGL for life, cause all that means is we giving you money for nothing. We got our own shit now, homie, foreign gangsters.
At the same time this is happening, two friends of Franklin start to sink into drugs, JB and Tonya. At some point, Tonya turns to prostitution to sustain her and JB's addiction.
Wait, I'd show you a good time. I like a big boy.
Ew, what exactly are you on, lady?
I like to be on you, sugar.
Nah, I've got very low standards, but even I ain't gonna sink that low.
Look, I got a husband. He just needs money.
No, he needs a divorce, lady.
And JB reaches such a low point that he can't even work anymore, leaving Tonya with the responsibility of supporting both of them. Franklin tries to help Tonya and JB a few times, but with that, he sees more and more what the street does to people who can't get out of there and slowly starts looking for something better.
You too good to cover a brother now?
I'm here, ain't I? I've been covering that brother for 20 years.
Over time, Franklin starts to step away from direct gang activities. As he realizes that world would ultimately bring only misery and suffering, he would have to be very lucky to succeed in there. He even mentions in a certain dialogue that he's not really in the gang anymore.
You see? This is why you need me in the gang.
Yeah, but I'm not really in the gang no more, homie.
As Franklin truly opens his eyes to the gangster world, a world where very few make it to the top, Lamar still had that dream in his mind, as the gang, according to him, is all they have. Along with Lamar's illusion, there was also the recklessness of Lamar's actions. Almost everything he did was not well done or went wrong, and Franklin sees that this cycle will kill everyone, or at least leave everyone locked up. So Franklin starts treating Lamar like a brother he truly loves, but who holds him back, who doesn't let him move forward, and this ends up overflowing in some lines. He lives frustrated because he sees his best friend sinking into the same thing he is trying to overcome. During this period of Franklin's maturing, he sees a neighborhood friend manage to change his life. This kid managed to grow up and join the army instead of getting into the gang world, and it's Franklin who, in a way, could get out of this world and onto an honest path to finally put an end to the chance of Franklin becoming just another gang member turned statistic. Tanisha Jackson enters his life. They meet, fall in love while still in school, and start dating. But Tanisha has a past marked by gang tragedy. Her brother was killed on the streets by the unexplained violence of the streets, exactly how it happened. And she looks at Franklin and sees a smart guy, a capable guy, a guy she loved but who was neck deep in the same life that killed her brother.
That ain't fair.
But T, baby, I'm just trying to tell you I care about you.
You care about yourself. I need someone real in my life. We wasted years on this bullshit and you still the same. I want a family. I need some security in my life. Goodbye, Franklin.
Tanisha made it clear that she wanted a family, stability, peace, and security. And what Franklin could offer at that moment were basically illegal jobs for little money, toxic friendships, the gang world, and daily risks. She warns Franklin several times that she did not want to experience the same situation she went through with her brother, so she breaks up with Franklin. And this is one of the strongest triggers for Franklin's ambition. He no longer wants to lose everything because of a world that is not worth the risk, so he changes his approach. After the breakup, Franklin tries to do what any desperate person would do. He goes around handing out resumes, trying to fit in somewhere that doesn't involve guns, drugs, and robberies, but no one would hire him. With no legitimate opportunities and no money, he ends up going back to what he knows how to do in the gangster world while looking for a way out. In 2013, at 25 years old, Franklin starts working as a repo man for Simeon Yeterian, owner of Premium Deluxe Motorsport. The job is what we can call dirty legality. The contracts are pretty predatory and the clients are exploited by Simeon. And when they don't get their money, Franklin is the one who goes there and collects it by repossessing the cars. He and Lamar are the ones doing the dirty work for Simeon. They take the car from those who can't pay, deliver it to Simeon, get their cut, and life goes on. Even though he knows that what they are doing is not completely legal, they also know that it's not outside the law, since they are following the paperwork that Simeon hands to them. But the dialogues make it clear, he doesn't want to be a dealership henchman for the rest of his life. He's just waiting for the right opportunity to get out. And it's at this moment that the GTA 5 story begins, and the turning point is when he steals Jimmy's car and meets Michael from Santa. Seizing the opportunity that fate gave him, Franklin is a man who didn't have a stable family. He lost his father, mother, grandparents, grew up being pushed by crime, tried to get out, and was rejected by the system when he couldn't get a job. He saw the love of his life leave because he couldn't change his life fast enough, and ended up choosing smart survival as the only way. When he enters Michael's house to do that job, it's not just the beginning of the GTA 5 story, it's the moment when two broken paths intersect and change Los Santos forever. And that's Franklin's story like you've never seen before. Tell me in the comments if you already knew all of this and what you thought of his story, this guy's dark past. Obviously this information is present in the game, but many people don't pay attention to it, especially because it's widely disconnected, right? Like one thing here, another thing there. Just like there's a lot in GTA 5 story that many people don't even notice. If you want to see GTA 5 story in a way you've never seen before, click right next to the yellow arrow to watch this very big and well done video. It's super detailed with things that sometimes you didn't even realize were in GTA 5's story, but they're there. That's it guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until the next video then, take care and see you later.